Okay, Jake Hoffman here again. We're going to go over a video today of how to connect to your Scorpion 14-200 non-plus ESC and laptop to configure and to do things that you need to do to adjust your ESC, whether external or internal gov, different protocols, etc. So it's pretty simple. A lot of people do come to me and ask me, hey Jay, I'm trying to connect to my ESC. It's a Scorpion ESC. I'm trying to get a hold of guys in Mikado and this and that, and I'm having a hard time. So I explained to him, well, there's probably a million people that are trying to do the same thing, and it's hard for customer service. So I'm trying to help them out with this video. So it's pretty easy. If you do have this particular ESC, you do need to have this here. This is the diode that comes with your tribunus. This particular attachment is really only for one thing. It is to protect your laptop from any type of backfeed from power. Kyle Dahl has a lot of videos on this, and some people say that the videos aren't explanatory or whatever. I found them pretty easy. So I personally have an attachment here on mine, which has the diode here, if you can see it, where I can just link to it at any time. I do tuck it into the Velcro. I don't want none of these terminals here to connect to touch carbon. Carbon is very conductive, and most helicopters are made of carbon. So it's pretty simple. Also, you're going to need this here. This is the V-Link 2 cable from Scorpion. You need this for anything that is not a 200 or 200 plus that does not have the USB. If you don't have this, you're not going to be able to connect to your tribunus, and it's going to make you very unhappy. So make sure you purchase this, or you get it from a friend or whatever. If you ever have an issue with the Scorpion ESC, they're going to ask you for a download of a log. You can't get that log unless you have this. And I will tell you this, in the 2.5 years of flying and having problems or whatever, I've had a couple ESCs have some issues, and literally just sitting the log in and the ESC to Scorpion, they have literally have moved mountains and helped me out and given me ESCs or whatever, depending on what my problem was. So it's my beautiful daughter. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over how to connect the tribunus ESC to your laptop. You can tell right now everything's unplugged. This is a raw Goblin. I do have a 12S 3000 milliamp pack in here now. It is connected in series here. I have it unplugged here. The ground's on the other side. It's connected. So we're going to go over the procedure. And the procedure is as states. So we're going to go ahead and connect the V-Link 2 connector here, okay, to the diode. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory, but for those of you, we got our brown, which is ground, our red, which is power, and our orange, which is signal. Signal is always on the outside, and power is always in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and connect these two here. I'm going to do it one-handed, which is going to be a challenge. Okay. Alright. So here we are. We're connected. And if you look here, we are orange to orange, red to red, brown to brown. Okay. So now that's connected. We are not connected to the computer yet. There's a reason behind this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn on the transmitter. This particular setup is on Futaba, the 760 CGY 760R. So we're going to go and turn on the Futaba, and we're going to make sure, you know, however your procedures are, always low stick. And we're going to go ahead and come over here, and we're going to connect the battery to the ESC. I do have the blades removed for safety, okay? We don't want the helicopter spooling up or anything like that. I don't care if you're a veteran or what you are. You always want to have the blades off when you're doing anything that involves the ESC. So, okay. So, here we are. We're connected. We have power here, okay? We can see the helicopter. See it's powering up, okay? Because we're out of hold. We're going to go ahead and put it in hold. And we got, you know, collective, aileron, elevator. Okay, so we know our ESC is connected. We have no LEDs lit up on the Scorpion USB interface. We're gonna go ahead and connect the Scorpion to a USB source. Okay. Now, one thing a lot of people don't understand is that, you know, when you connect something to your laptop, you gotta make sure the drivers are downloaded. And if they're not, you're not gonna hear the what do you want to call it? The beep, the doo-doo-doo-doo sound. So if you don't have the sound, this is Windows 10. We're gonna go here, we're gonna click here, and we're gonna go to search. Okay, and we're going to click Device Manager. Now you see here it says Device Manager. We're going to go ahead and select it. And in the Device Manager, we want to make sure, okay, this is a very, very important. We want to make sure that the ports and COM LPT are recognizing the Scorpion. So we're going to go ahead and open it. Now, if you look here, it says USB serial CH340 at COM7. Okay, so if I was to unplug the Scorpion, okay, it resets. Now, I don't have nothing here that says anything about what COM or channel it is. That means that the driver is downloaded. We're going to go ahead and reconnect it here, okay? And if you look, it says USB serial CH340 at COM7. We're going to go ahead and select it, okay? And what you want to do is you want to go to Properties. And you want to make sure that when you do select this driver, that you go to Port Settings and you make sure that your port is available. Now, a lot of people say, oh, hey, Jay, I'm trying to connect to my Scorpion. It's not letting me connect. For some reason, it keeps telling me this and that. What you need to make sure is that you have available ports to connect to this particular, what we call USB interface. Reason being is if your laptop is used for other things. So we'll say you're using it for a camera. You're using it for, oh, I don't know, anything that's household. Your laptop's going, or your computer is going to assess a COM port. So you want to make sure that your COM port is at least 4 to 8. Okay, if it's not, you're going to have comms in use. You can unuse those COM ports. If you have any questions or anything like that about that, you can just message me and I'll explain to you guys how to change that. So in this case, we're here, we're connected here, we're energized here, and we're on COM port 7. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to close this out. Now, we're going to go ahead and open the S-Proto program. Okay, so it's loading. Now, here's the thing, is a lot of other people also try to open this program and with the wrong ESC. So here we have the tribunus here, ESC configuration, the regular one. We have the Tribunus 2 configuration. Now, one thing that I don't understand why they're doing this or what, is that Scorpion is saying that even though here, this is a Scorpion Tribunus 2, okay? But the Scorpion Tribunus 2 that I have here is not the Plus series. The Plus series has a USB port on the side, which is a totally different way to connect. So if you don't have the USB port and you are using the diode, you need to make sure you go to Tribunus ESC configuration, the first one, okay? And it'll bring up this menu. You're going to go up here to the triangle over here, and you're going to hit connect, okay? Now, it's connecting to my particular ESC right now. So if you see, it took a while, but see here, it's telling me, okay, we're Tribunus ESC 14S200. There's the serial number. It's giving me current, okay, and it's giving me battery voltage and CPU. That means I'm connected. So if you try to connect to this without the USB port configured, this right here will be just a bunch of dashes. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect that, okay? This is what it's going to look like here. It's going to look like that, okay? No serial number, no nothing. Now you notice I did just disconnect. Oh, my laptop battery's low. I just did disconnect, and of course, you know, it's zeros. If I did say, hey, I'm going to try to reconnect to it here, okay? So I'm going to plug it in, okay? We got one LED. If you notice, it didn't recognize the ESC. That's because you cannot connect to the Scorpion Proto ESC back to back. You have to literally close out of the program, okay? So we're going to do that now. And you have to literally unplug here. So we're going to unplug. Plug back in. Okay. And then we're going to go back to Scorpion Proto. Reopen the program. And there it is. And now we're back here again, and we're going to go ahead and go to the original Tribunus ESC, even though it is a Scorpion 2 Tribunus. And we're going to go to connect. All right, and it connected right away, which is nice. So this is how you connect to your Scorpion Tribunus without the USB cord. Procedure states connect the USB to the Scorpion Tribunus through the diode cable. Power up the ESC. Make sure the radio is connected and everything works. Plug in to the laptop. Open S-Proto protocol. Then connect. If you try to plug everything in and then open the S protocol, it most likely will work. But here's where it gets tricky. If you open the S Proto protocol prior to connecting your ESC, it will not find the ESC. That is something they're working on. I talked to Kyle Dahl. They're doing what they need to do. But the situation is as much. So you plug into the helicopter, power up the helicopter, plug in the S-Proto V2 USB adapter, open up the program, connect the program, and then view the program. And then, of course, from here, you know, you can adjust, you know, whatever you're doing, you know, heli, protection, configuration. I will tell you something I did learn the other day is that under configuration, okay, you have your different different things here. We'll go back to helicopter. So back to helicopter, you know, you have your hard, your soft stop, stuff like that. When you go to main, okay, now here is something that you guys want to learn. Is it says PID with restored values, okay? So I was trying to connect this helicopter with an external governor. I always run V-bar governor, but since I have been on this Futaba travel, it changes a lot of things. So when you go here, it says PID with recalculated values. That means that my laptop just died, which doesn't matter. So that just means that you're literally doing a tuning flight. I'm going to do another video on just that. So here is a updated video on how to connect your Scorpion Tribunus 200 amp ESC, the older version without USB, to your laptop to where you can communicate and talk to it. Any questions or anything like that, please message me, like and subscribe, and happy flying.